To help you rediscover some of the brilliant basics around AM FM radio, this section contains important key facts about broadcast radio in Canada. Did you know that according to the World Advertising Research Center's 2020 findings, Canada was actually the third largest radio market behind the US and China? In 2022, the CRTC reported that advertisers in Canada spent over $1.1 billion in radio advertising. And a lot of that advertising spend is happening locally. Over 60% of the billion-plus dollars in radio advertising is being spent by local advertisers in local markets because they know it works. Local businesses see the beneficial effects achieved by the reach of their local radio campaigns. Currently, Canada has 716 commercial radio stations, of which 74% are English, 14% French, and 12% are third languages, servicing a cross-section of Canadian communities, large and small. Each week, AM/FM radio reaches 86% of Canadians as reported across the 6 ppm markets, and on average, 6 out of 10 Canadians 12 plus are listening to radio each day. Over the course of a week, in Canada's largest cities of Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, Edmonton, and Vancouver, Canadians 12 plus are listening to AM/FM radio for almost 8 hours a week. Here are some key insights, which will be expanded upon later in the presentation. As mentioned, at 86% over-the-air radio's reach is unsurpassed. Radio is digital, with 16% of Canadians listening to their favorite station by a connected device, and another 4% are listening through their TV sets. When it comes to reaching Canadians with an advertising message, over-the-air radio provides the greatest opportunity to connect with its 74% share of buyable audiences, which is 7.5 times greater than the share of free music streaming platforms. In fact, connected radio can reach more Canadians than the free ad-supported version of Spotify. And when it comes to reaching Canadians on the go, in vehicles, AM/FM radio commands a 94% share of buyable audio. And when Canadians hear those ads on live radio, they respond in some fashion. Almost 1/3 of them report taking some sort of action, whether it's to tell someone about it, or search online for information about a product or service, or importantly, purchase that product or service, clearly demonstrating AM/FM radio's ability to drive consumer actions. In Canada, there are 3 discrete measurement methodologies used to generate radio ratings and audience data. 2 are administered by Numeris, and the third is through radio counts. Numeris uses 2 methodologies. The PPM, which is a portable device carried by a panel member, passively measures the audio and video tuning behaviors of people living in 6 of Canada's largest cities, representing about 55% of Canada's population. Based on a panel of 4,560 households, totaling over 8,700 Canadians, Numeris collects this tuning data and releases audio currency data in 13-week cycles. Numeris uses online diaries in 22 markets across Canada to capture self-reported radio tuning behavior. They measure every other week for 50 weeks throughout the year, culminating in spring and fall data releases. More information about their services can be found at numeris.ca. Radio Counts uses CADI methodology, which is computer-assisted telephone interviews, to generate ratings and audience data in an additional 22 markets. Following a computer-generated script, an interviewer asks participants survey questions to capture tuning behaviors. Collected over an 8-week period, the data is released in the fall. Radio Counts conducts year-round measurement in 5 of the 22 markets for which there is a spring release. More information on their service can be found at radiocounts.ca. Taking a look at the individual PPM markets, broadcast radio reaches between 83 and 89% of Canadians 18 plus each week. That's almost 12 million people in those cities alone being reached by live radio each week. On average, that's over 500,000 people at any one time tuning in just those 5 cities. And with 74% of buyable audio impressions available through over-the-air radio to reach Canadian consumers, nothing connects with Canadians like live radio. And because over-the-air radio has a 74% share of the buyable audio impressions available to reach Canadians, no audio platform has the scale of live radio to connect with consumers. In fact, over-the-air radio reaches more Canadians in 1 week than any of the social media platforms, regardless of age. For example, new Maris Spring 2023 RTS data reports that 1 week of radio reached 85% of people between 35 and 44, versus 39% for YouTube and 51% for Facebook. And for younger Canadians, broadcast radio beats out popular social platforms for reach. Over the air radio reached 59% of those Canadians between 18 and 24 years of age versus TikTok at 28%. And when it comes to comparing all audio platforms, nothing beats the reach of over-the-air radio. In fact, according to the data, live radio reached 4.5 times more Canadians 12 plus in the past 7 days than the next closest audio platform, premium Spotify. And radio's reach is nearly 7 times greater than that of free ad-supported Spotify. For adults, 18 to 34, broadcast radio's reach is 5 times greater than free YouTube for Music or free Spotify. Radio reaches 77% of adults 18 to 49, which is nearly 6 times greater than the reach of free YouTube for Music or free Spotify, both of which have 14% reach against adults 18 to 49. For the key adult 25 to 54 demo, the Spring RTS data detailed that 83% were reached in 1 week, which is almost 6 times greater than the next ad-supported audio platforms of free YouTube for Music or free Spotify, clearly demonstrating over-the-air radio's supreme position in the audio landscape for advertisers looking to reach a wide range of consumers versus speaking to the same ones over and over. Regardless of the age group, for advertisers, reach is a critical component in building brand awareness and salience, and foundational in an audio strategy. We hope you found these fast facts about broadcast radio helpful. You can find more information on the Canadian audio landscape at our website at radioconnects.ca. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn, and we invite you to sign up for our newsletter featuring regular updates on Canadian audio. Thank you. We look forward to connecting.